Hi, I'm Tim Roble, and welcome to another episode of Adventure Athlete. Today I'm going to talk about my new KTM 890 Rally. So, those of you who've been following the channel, you know that we spent 3 months down in Newport Dunes in Oscar Mike, which is my expedition truck. Um, During that time, we decided that it would be a great idea to come home and kind of sell off the rest of the shop, pare everything down, finish this Humvee project and hit the road on a semi full time. Pare everything down that fits in our bedroom, turn the house and everything over to the kids, and let them have their life here. And we hit the road and go do fun and physical things. So, with that going down, one of the things that I put down on my list was we really do need two-up transportation when we're somewhere deep. Just running into a grocery store or running into a national park somewhere where the expedition truck doesn't fit very well. And so I was actually looking at Yamaha Tenere 700s and thought that would be a good fit. I saw two or three brothers had one down in Costa Mesa used. I thought I'd stop, take a look at it. I've really never even thrown a leg over it. When I got down there, there wasn't, they had already sold it, but they had two KTM 890 Adventures sitting on the floor, one R model, one Rally, and then they had the Norden 901 set up for like the expedition bike, you know, that's got the panniers and everything on it. So my thought process on this bike is I want to be able to camp off of it. I have some bags for it up in the, you can see I got parts galore. I already had tires in stock from my 701 build. So the Motos or Motas 9121's going on the front, and that's a Desert HT. And then I'm going to pair that with the Dunlop 908RR. I think that'll be a good pairing. I think if you guys have been following, you know, I had a Super Enduro, a Supermoto, converted the Supermoto after the Super Enduro got stolen into a Super Enduro. I've had a 950 Adventure. I had a 990 Adventure. I've had everything but the 1090 Adventure. I had a 1290 Adventure. So talking about a little bit about this bike. One, I could not pass up the finance rate, and I could not pass up the deal. I spent about $3,000 to $4,000 less on this bike than I did my 2021. So yes, this is my second Rally, and I do consider myself super lucky to get one of these. Has anything changed? No, not dramatically. It pretty much, this bike comes set up just like my 21 did. One thing I will say on this bike, it's got 165 miles on it. I did some heat cycles down on PCH. Started with a 15-minute and then let it rest for about 30. I like to break in a bike super slow. Some people have a different theory on that, but I heat cycle them. But one thing I will say about this bike is sometimes you get a bike that wants to run, and sometimes these 890s aren't really a good strong runner. So this is cold. And this bike, you just walk by it and it starts right up. That was not true with my other 890, my 2021 890 Rally. From stock with the cat and everything on it, it did not really, it would run even when you started it with the key and you waited for, you know, 10 seconds to all the pumps and everything and all the clicks happened. It still would run on like one cylinder, and it would kind of cough and sputter, and it never felt like it wanted to run very well. This bike, and that's one of the things that I did before I even did it, is turn the key on, and you know, of course, I asked to start it, and push the button, and it's kind of one of those bikes. My 701 Rally was the same thing. You could walk by it and just hit the button, and nothing wanted to run. It never had any problems with stalling. So sometimes you get a good bike, sometimes you get something that's a little bit more work. My 21, I had the Dyno Jet with the auto tune on it. So it was always seeking to make 13.2 AFR, air fuel ratio. Kind of had the same thought process about doing this, but I want to keep cruise control on this bike. That's something for putting in 300 to 500 miles a day on the open highway to get somewhere where you want to do an adventure. Cruise control for me is a must on this bike. So let's talk about some of the modifications And I'm going to break down these modifications into each individual videos. So first of all, the first thing I did when I got the bike was move the clamps up forward to create more room on the bike for me, rotated the bars forward. That kind of actually solved the nice problem and actually worked out really well. But that being said, I happen to have a Scott steering stabilizer for it. Extra parts. If you go through my drawers on this stuff, I got pieces and parts of motorcycles all over the place. And, you know, rotors and everything that you may need, batteries. That battery is actually for my KTM 500 EXC. And that is, if you're going to buy one motorcycle and have one motorcycle in your fleet, it's hard to beat a KTM 500 EXC. I call it a one bike concept. I've raced King of the Motos on one. I've raced Endurocross on one and did really well. So trials, Endurocross, King of the Motos, and then play riding, and then just riding it to the store. So this is my 500, very well set up. I have that sold. I basically advertised it for about 15 seconds. I hit a buddy up and said, hey, I know you know what this bike is. It's for sale. This one has the Recluse in it. It has the foot brake, and then it also has this left-hand rear brake with the clutch removed. That works out really well for me. It makes it really easy to ride. Trailtech Voyager, highway dirt bike bar ends with dual mirrors that fold out. You can see the kind of the theme on my Stark Varg, on my Electric Motion, and then that will be happening on this 890 Rally. But yeah, this bike I'm doing a full prep on right now. Needs a battery, and I'm taking the graphics off of it, and I will probably take some of those graphics and transplant them onto that so I can get some advertising going down the freeway, bringing people to my adventure.athlete channel. Got a lot more things coming up. So this bike, probably the first trip is going to be the Arizona Peace Trail. I think that's about 600 and some miles long. I plan on doing that with a buddy or two. Guys that are competent and you know, can ride. So that's something you're interested in, hit me up down in the comments down below. Looking probably late February, March for doing that. Maybe have to revisit that because I know we go up high in altitude on that, and there still may be some snow up there, so we'll see how that goes. But plans for this bike: Scott steering stabilizer, highway dirt bikes bar ends. I have a GPS mount coming down in there. I have the Garmin. I think this is the Overland model. I took this out of Oscar Mike. So that'll be going on there on the mount. Those Galfer wave rotors are going in. I have a single-sided brake, so I'll be losing one of the brake calipers. And I did that just for weight, and then I went with the centered pads. I did the same thing on my 2021. You end up losing like, God, something like 9 pounds overall with the rotor and the disc and all that. And I know people are like, oh my gosh, the whole stopping piece. When you go with the more aggressive brake pads, I was still able to stoppie that bike. So videos to come on this. For the rear, also a wave rotor and a centered pad. That should be pretty legit for this. I'm going to stay for right now with the stock skid plate. I feel that's going to be good for what I'm doing on this. It's not going to be a hard enduro bike. I probably will end up chopping the exhaust just for a cooler look and kind of centering that up and adding a little tone. One of the things about the 2024 that's a downside, it has a O2 bung in the back here. And so if you were going to do a cat removal for a off-road race, right now, I know Rottweiler Performance is working on a kit with a bung in it, but you have to do some resistors and stuff to tune the ECU. I've looked at a couple guys' videos. It's doable. It's done. They're doing it. It's done. It works. Going to lose about 11 pounds on that, and plus open up and make the bike run cooler. But I will say this bike makes amazing power even in its stock form. I think the AFRs are somewhere around 14.2 to 14.7 on these bikes. So they're running pretty lean, but they're making them run cool somehow. So I'm happy with that. Why I'm looking at it, some of the updates is that we finally got this wraparound, which is cool. And we did LED blinkers, which is cool. I'm good with this. I don't know if they redesigned this at all, but I feel like they did, and it wraps around the body a little better. And it gives, I'm 6'3". I do have to duck a little bit to get the wind. It needs a little duck bill here just to kind of kick some wind up and over you, and I may work on a piece for that. Other than that, let's see. I'm keeping these tires and wheels as a street slash 50/50 off-road, on-road setup. The new layout of this front tire, I guess the rear tire is a new layout also, our tread design. It works really well and it's super smooth and it's pretty carvy. You can see that the chicken strips here have not even really been touched, and that's okay. But I'm going to retain this size wheels from Rottweiler Performance. I ordered a orange Talon hubs, silver spokes, orange nipples, Excel A60. I think that was a 1.6 in the front and a 2.15 in the rear. Plan is to run tubeless front and rear with the Motaz and the 908. And when I burn through the 908, then I'll run that Rally Raid rally tire. I know I'll go through that in probably 300 to 400 miles, so I'll save that for something super fun to go out and do. Super stoked on this platform. I'm really impressed with what it is. I'm glad I got a runner. Hopefully things stay well with it. I know some people have had some problems with cams. I did not have that problem with mine. Matter of fact, I didn't have any problems with mine other than it was kind of a hard starter. Not thrilled about the color scheme on this. The black tank, my 2021 had the blue tank, and I think the blue tank just actually looks really good. And this is kind of a lot of orange going on, so I'll be breaking that up with some Adventure Athlete stickers. But if you got questions and comments and thoughts on this, hit me up down below. Let me know if you want to do some adventures. Plan is this spring also is to do the SoCal BDR, Backroad Discovery Route, and probably do that over, I don't know, 4 or 5 nights. I've watched kind of the whole thing on YouTube, and it doesn't look that difficult, but looks super fun, and go check some stuff out. So that's kind of the thought process for this. So if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. If this is your type of thing, I will be getting back to the Humvee as well as the electric motorcycles and bicycle stuff is coming up. Got questions and comments about the electric motion or the Stark Varg. I really love the Varg, and that's the only reason why I was willing to let go of my 500 EXC. In retrospect, maybe I should have kept that, because that really is the one bike that is just pretty useful for just about everything, and it's really a great one bike concept. Why I did not go with another 701 rally build, when you buy the 701, you have to spend about another 6 to 7 grand just to kind of get it to where it's at. So forks, rear shock, a rally kit is anywhere from $5,500 to $7,500. So probably upwards of about $10,000 to build. So that put me right at another, $22,000 bike. And that's basically what this was with tax license out the door. And I thought that was a screaming deal. I did 25K on my last bike, and what a deal. You get a little bit more technology. The downside is the cat, but I think that'll be remedied if it's something that you even have to worry about. Anyway, questions, comments, long-winded me again, but super stoked, and I'll have the next video with installing the steering stabilizer and the Highway Dirt Bikes handguards coming out here in the next couple of days. That's going to be it for now. I'm Tim Roble. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you here next time.